Let me ask you a question. Who are we? And how about this one? What have we left behind? Hi, you're watching Activity with Antiquity. On this channel we talk all things historic places, the built environment, and cultural resources, all through the lens of historic preservation. I bet you're wondering, what is historic preservation? We'll get into that more later, but in short, historic preservation is a movement to save historic properties, and I mean all of the kinds. Now when we think of historic places, our minds tend to jump to museums and historic sites and monuments, all very important facets of historic preservation, but on this channel, we're not only going to talk about museums and similar institutions, we got another beast to cover, and that is adaptive reuse. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, historic structures are pretty much everywhere, and we've got to figure out how to use them. Right, so the adaptive reuse of historic structures as well as historic sites and museums are all like really big deals, and there are people working in these areas. We call ourselves preservationists. It's like our superhero name, like the Avengers, but no, not really like that at all. But we do some pretty incredible stuff. So I bet at this point you're wondering, what is it that preservationists do? Let's do this. Historic preservationists often become curators, consultants, architectural historians, conservators, preservation planners, historical archaeologists, researchers, architects, cultural resource managers, and much more. But just you wait, because... Another note card. Historic preservationists find their careers working at places like architectural firms, historical societies, historic sites, museums, city, county, or state preservation offices, or landmarks commissions. They serve on architectural review boards and work for the National Park Service and other government institutions, and many of us work in or with nonprofits, and that's still not all. Did I mention historic preservation is an actual career? Yeah, good, but we're good on that? Alright. Yeah, just checking, moving on. So here on the internet, I'm going to provide you content on historic preservation that is both educational and entertaining. Hopefully, no guarantees, but I'm going to do my best. So what will this look like? We're talking presentation/video essays on complicated topics and ideas about historic preservation. And maybe you don't want me to sit here on your screen and teach you all of the riveting details about historic preservation and how we preserve the built environment. But if you have any interest in architecture at all, or how we've developed this world we live in historically, then get ready for some serious fun and thought-provoking stuff. I might even have some vlogs in there, who knows? And if there's something that you really want to see, then tell me, because I might just do it. So basically, I'm looking to build a community around this channel of preservation enthusiasts and professionals who all love learning together and interacting in this online space, and maybe even real life, which brings me to my next point. You're probably wondering about that channel name. So what does Activity with Antiquity mean? Congratulations if you've made it this far into the video. The word antiquity usually refers to the Middle Ages and like really ancient stuff. But in this context, I'm referring to the Antiquities Act of 1906, which was the first law to establish that archaeological sites on public lands are important public resources. Thank you, Teddy Roosevelt, and note cards. And then by extension, with historic structures and other monuments to civilization, we get an early and key foundational event in the birth of the historic preservation movement. Right, so ask a nerdy question, get a nerdy answer. Moving on. I believe that history is not this cold, dead thing that happened a long time ago and which probably bores some of us in history class. See, it's an organic living thing which affects, well, all of us. We're making history right now. We are constantly learning new things, changing how we interpret the past and the present, and we're also developing new ways in which we as human beings can have conversations with our past through our physical surroundings. So you'll understand what I mean by activity when I say that historic preservation involves acting to save antiquity. Our buildings and landscapes and objects that our ancestors built, it's up to us to live with them, to learn from them, and to take care of them. Because if we don't, then what's left? Let me ask again. Who are we? And what have we left behind? Thank you so much for watching, and if historic preservation sounds like it might be your thing, please join me on this journey of rediscovery as I talk about all the things I mean, or don't. I'm not your boss.
But hey, my name's Clay, and if you want to see more content, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new content uploaded to the channel. You can find links to social media down below in the description as well.
Activity with Antiquity? It's going to be a really great time.